What's going on? Good evening, everybody. Good evening. How is everybody doing tonight? All right, let's see who we got. All right, I see the usual suspects in the building. Pool Man 313. You know what I mean? Detroit in the building. Deano in the building. Yes, said we in here. Okay, then. Global Passport Crew, we in the building. Marville. Oh, Randall, ain't seen you in a minute. What's going on, boy? Bluff City Nerd in the building, man. Yo, okay then. Maurice in the building. Yes, sir. Usual suspect. Okay, usual suspects for Darren in the building. Yeah. Okay then. All right, I see you. I see you. All right, then 21. Please hit the like button on your way in if you haven't already. Oh, okay, yeah, we good on the likes. Um, Shadow Slayer, you in here? Yeah, I see Shadow Slayer in here, man. Shout out to Shadow Slayer. Let's see. All right, I think that's everybody. All right. So we got 24s. If you just came in, please hit the like button on your way in. Matter of fact, yeah, I'll leave that up for now. I'll try to stay up on the chat. Um, I don't want to hold the ladies too long. So, I'll try to, put people's stuff up, but, I'm not going to really like stop the read or anything unless it's like a super chat or something. Because, like I said, I don't want to hold the ladies too long. All right. So we got 30 in the building. So if you just came in, please hit the like button on your way in. All right. So both of these ladies have been on my channel before. Everybody in the chat should be familiar with Lily. But I'm also bringing back Belle, who recently got married to Eric. They also have been on my channel. I did an interview with them probably like a little bit over a month ago. And we are going to chop it up tonight. And without further ado, let's go and bring in Lily and Belle.
Hi.
Buenas noches. Good
Hola,
night. How are
hola.
you, everyone?
Sí,
Hey,
buenas.
Belle. How are you?
Nice
I'm
to
good.
meet you, Lily.
Same.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I just thought about that. Yeah, this is the first time I've had you two on here at the same time.
hmm
I was kind of hoping I was going to get Miss Darlene, but she got caught up doing some stuff. I think she had something to do with her sons or something. Um, so my first question, I kind of want to get this out the way, and I hope this isn't like too controversial. Um, but it was something that I talked about with my friend who's actually from Colombia. She's from Capwell. I take that back. Are you, Belle, are you familiar with Hamundi?
Hamundi?
Yeah. It's like
Yes,
right out, it's like right
that's in
out.
Medellin. Yes, it's like small towns in Medellin.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Medellin is between mountains, and about the weather is a nice kind
Yeah.
of weather.
Yeah. I wanna say it sits in between that. I wanna say it sits kind of like out sits in between like I want to say like Medellin and Cali or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's like a really small town. But um,
Yes.
she um she was saying that she notices a difference. Is somebody having a echo? Is somebody too loud? Oh, don't worry about it. I'm trying to make sure I hear echo. So she was noticing that um, women of other races that aren't from here tend to, how can I say? Oh, good God. Well, let's see. Like, well, I would say overall, I don't know if I want to say related to dating or men or just overall behavior. Do you notice a difference between, um, I guess if you want to prefer the Latin people in general, but I want to say like a difference between the ones that aren't from here versus first generation, like the ones that are born in the United States. Like, do either of you see a difference? And I'll start with Belle first.
Okay, first I'm gonna repeat what I understand about your question. You are trying to compare between the first generation here and our Latino culture. How is our role in the marriage in a couple relationship?
Yeah, like, do you see a difference? Because my friend says she sees like a big difference. Like, I guess what she was trying to say was that the women that are born from here, they tend to move around more like the women that are born from here versus, kind of holding more of that traditional standard, like from where she's from. Because when I would tell her about how I would date, she was looking at me like I was crazy because because like I didn't make a woman my girlfriend right away. And what I was trying to explain to her is like it's I'm like where you're from versus what it's like in the States is completely different. You know what I mean?
Yes, well, the way we start relationships in my country, I mean, in the Latino culture, is like you are not boyfriend or a couple in the first date. Just you know the person, and that doesn't mean that you are gonna be in a relationship immediately.
Mhm.
Just you start talking and know each other, and it's different when you are well in a marriage because we are really traditional. I talk with my husband about that, and the way I act, and he said comparing with the Western culture, the women here is completely different. I had some reference before coming here about the behavior of women here, but when I'm here now, living here, and seeing all those videos about the women here, I get surprised because I didn't expect that the thing was so like big, like so general, that so many women think the same way of thinking, that it's like they don't understand the role of the women in a family.
Um,
Oh, I don't want to say they don't understand, they don't have the same point of view about the role of the woman in a relationship, in a family, to build a family. That's my point of view. If you want to ask something else, and maybe I don't understand the
Oh,
question.
no, 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 no. That was no, that was no, that was no, that was perfect. I actually agree with you. I do want to. I kind of want to add on to that because I was gonna say like I'm like, where do you think that comes from? Like, where do you think their point of view? Like, where do you think their point of view comes from?
For me, it's a little bit difficult to understand what they get that point of view because in Colombia, I have my degrees, I have my profession, but even though I just take care of my family and my husband, I mean, that's something that is related with us. I mean, you can grow as a person professionally, but that doesn't mean that you are gonna just leave that part of your family life behind. It's like that's part of you, and you are creating a society because you are just educating people to a future society, and that's the role of the women, the family. That's my point of view.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. I think I've said this about 2 or 3 times on my channel. I said one of the things that well, I would say one of the most important things that I've learned is that one of the things that people forget about life is that it's more about learning from your mistakes and passing down information on to the next generation so that way the next generation can be better than the next, and so forth and so forth and so forth. And I think we've gotten to a place where we're starting to revert and go back the other way, and I think that's the problem. So Miss Lily, what is your opinion on that? Do you see a difference?
I see a huge difference, and because I was born and raised in New York, so um, my upbringing, of course, back in those days were very much different, but I do remember even when I was in my 20s, I used to be like that I don't need a man and I have a degree and blah 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 blah, all that nonsense crap, whatever. Um, but I remember thinking that way. So it was already being implemented in the young ladies, even at that time in the 90s or whatever, it was already, go to school, get your degrees, get this and that. But along the way, they lost the tradition part of it, because now it was only focused on one person. And I'm not saying getting your degree is a bad thing, stay away. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You want to get your education, get it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, working. My thing is that along the line, you've a lot of women kind of forgot their role when it comes to relationships, and that's where everything goes downhill. Because once they have a degree, like I said, there's nothing wrong. And I notice it's different. Like Belle says, she has degrees and everything from her country and she lives there. But I bet Belle is not competing with her husband who has the better degree, the more money. That she's not doing that, right, Belle? You're not doing that, right?
No.
So that's the difference, because over here it's like, well, I make more money than him, so what I say goes and blah, blah, blah. Chill. It's like, calm down, bring it down a few notches. You're in this together. Whether he makes more than you or you make more than him, at the end of the day, especially if you're married, you're still a married couple. Like everything, everybody still has to play their role. Everybody
Yes,
still has to play their role, especially when you have children involved.
true.
So I think that, many Western women, and this is, in the 90s, this is way before like social media and everything, and they were already starting to groom themselves to that point. With social media, it just like quadrupled, way worse. It just quadrupled. And like I was telling Rome the first time he and I spoke, I just found out about all this over the summer, because I was watching a lot of men channels like his. And then I barely go on it, TikTok, but that's where I saw a lot of like the aggression and all the, the masculine. And I was like, whoa, 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 where have I been? I must have been under a rock or something, because I didn't know it was happening. And then, like once I started watching men channels, I just kept watching different men, and I was subbing to them. Like Rome, I sub to them, and I listened to what they're saying. And all I kept thinking was like, holy crap, this is serious. This is like too much. And it came to the point, like many of the gentlemen here on the chat already know, Rome already knows. I took my son to get his passport, because I'm just like, I don't want him to get entangled in foolishness. I really don't. I don't want that kind of life for him, especially when his father and I, worked so hard to bring him up as a decent young man. And I left that mostly to his father, because, he would ask questions that only a man can ask. Yeah, I mean, not ask, answer. And whenever he would ask me things, and if I could not answer, I'd be like, the one you need to speak to is your father, because only your father can answer that question. I'm a woman. I don't know about men stuff. I'm the last one you should come to. Don't even think about me, go straight to your dad. So, you know, as parents, whether you're together or not, and if you're working as a unit to raise up children that were created during the process, during the marriage, or whatever the fact is, when you do your best to bring up your child to be a decent human being, and then you have all this happening, Because when they say, "Oh, we'll bring up, what happened to the good man, and you need to bring your sons up right," but who brought you up? Because you look at the way you are. Do you not hear yourself? Do you not, look in the mirror and go back to one of your ranting on TikToks and be like, "Damn, did I really say that? Wow, am I really like that?" No, no, they just keep adding more and more and more. And it's just like, and let me tell you, I share all these videos with my son. I said, take a good look at that face right there of that girl. Take a good look at that face. Take a good look at that one. Because my son has no preference. He,
Well,
he,
I'm almost in the same process with my son because he's almost 8. Well, he's almost 19. And then I used to talk with my husband now about that. It's like, well, I sorry, but I don't want my son find a wife here. He has to go to Colombia look for his wife over there because you see if he's gonna find someone like it's like I don't um, say that another woman have less value than other, but it's just the concept of family when you try to build a family because all these things is about build a family because like I told you before, I mean when you have a solid family you are creating a better society.
yep. My son just turned 19
Mm.
on Thursday, the 15th. He just turned 19,
Wow.
and I'm just like, he's 19 and I have a son that's 30. I know it's a huge
Mm.
age gap, but you know, um, but he knows he can go to his brother. He knows he can, talk to his father. Things of that nature. And like I said, I share all these videos with him, and he tells me, he goes, "Ma," he goes, "Believe me, I see it." He goes, "I see it. When I leave the house, wherever I go," he goes, "I hear how these girls talk. I hear them and I see how they care for themselves, how they dress, their body language." He goes, I watch." He goes, "They think I'm not paying attention, but I am." And he says it all the time. Not that one. I cannot bring that one home to my mother. Mm-mm. He already knows. He already knows. She's going out the window head first. Nope, I don't want her here. Don't bring her here. So we have to just be very cautious. And then we don't want to be overbearing. Because they're gonna meet who they meet and they're gonna fall for who they fall. We're just hoping that whatever, if something's off, that they acknowledge it immediately.
Yes,
Like they know the red flags. You see too many red flags, then she's not the one.
yes, that's
Just pay attention to those red flags, and do not ignore it. Do not ignore it, because it's just too much right now. It's just too much. Like I said, I just became hip to this over the summer. I just became, at my age, my old behind, I just became red pill over the summer. I'm so
it's almost
embarrassed.
the
Like,
same
I
time
should
for
have been
me.
hip to this a long time ago.
I start just know about this movement when I arrived here on July. Yeah, it's like four
Same
months,
in
6 months.
July.
That's the same time.
Oh
So,
wow. That's crazy. All right, so I want to go on to my next question because I kind of wanted to segue to it because Lily brought it up. So I'll ask Lily first what she thinks. We'll start with her first. In your opinion, what effects bother you the most in terms of social media and how it relates to the dating market and dating today?
there's no interaction. Like, everybody's behind a screen typing or whatever. It's not like back in the day when you meet somebody, you're actually talking face to face, and you get those vibes, and you can, you know, socialize. That's, to me, is socializing, is, face to face or whatever. And right now, everything is about, like, people don't even want to talk on the phone. Everything is text. Like, nobody, like, they're afraid to talk on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's about text, 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 text. And, I don't want you to text me, hit me, call me, let me hear your voice, you know? And I just think that right now is lack of social, and it, when people are like, oh, but it's the internet, it's, and it's like, no, there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. And I think that all these dating apps just are like, make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
They just like make it worse. And there's you hear a lot of catfishing going on, people using other people's profile. I like, it's so dishonest. It's so dishonest. And you know, that, I think that's like one of the major problems. Like, people don't really know how to communicate and socialize in person. That's what I think. I think that, and then two people, when you have social media and Snapchat and Instagram and stuff like that, too much about taking, self pictures, and it's, I think, like, people become, what's the word for it? Like too indulged in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Like, too focused, and it's like that narcissism attitude,
Oh,
you know.
like self-indulgence. Yeah.
Thank
That's,
you. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's, all about, look, I look this, I look that, I'm looking good. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. I just think there's like lack of personal social um encounters that happen right now. So, and then when the pandemic happened, that made it no better. I think it made it worse.
ooh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Well, for me, it was completely different in that part, because when I was single, I didn't date because I didn't have time to date. I was just working and taking care of my kids. Then, when pandemic started, I decided to try in the internet because everyone was locked. And then I was in a app, dating app, and in that dating app, I met my husband.
Oh,
We Yes, I met my husband in a
Yeah.
dating app, and I mean that's it's not easy. Like Lily said, is because you can find a lot of different kind of people, people who just want just go and they are not looking for something serious. And then just I did my research and just tried to find a serious dating app. And then I went to eHarmony. Well, I don't know if I can say the name, but I was in a dating app, and it wasn't something free where you can find whatever kind of people. It's
Oh
something
yeah,
that you are just
eHarmony.
focused. Yes, you are focused in a serious relationship. And that was, I was like, I don't want to waste my time because I'm not in age to waste time. And I was looking for someone, a good person to have a family, to create a team, because I mean I have kids, and I didn't want to just date with many men because I didn't want to my boys see me dating with different men,
yeah,
just
of
like
course.
trying, because that wasn't a good example. Then I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh well, I'm gonna try to find someone, to meet someone. If that becomes serious, then I introduce my boys to that person, and then we start. And that was the process with my husband. That
Mm-hmm.
was the birth. I mean, I consider myself that I'm lucky because it wasn't like I start dating on the app and I find him immediately. No, it takes almost like a year. And you can find, even with that app, was a serious one. And you can find people that they don't have still the mindset what they are really looking for in a person to have a wife or as a couple or a girlfriend. I don't know how fiance. I don't know how do you call it here. But in my perspective, I didn't want to waste my time just dating face to face or even in the internet, because when I see that something don't match my point of view, I was like, I even did or found good friends, people when which I feel some match, but not to be a partner,
Right.
not to be a partner. Then I have some friends from that app, but it wasn't the person that I was looking for. And it's like we said in our interview with Rome first time, it's like you feel when it's the right person. When I start chatting with my husband, and every time we start talking, because at the beginning was chatting, but after we start just doing video calls and talk for hours and video calls, and we always were just testing each other, and you feel that that's the person for you. You can feel it. You can feel it. I was like, that's the man that I want in my life. That's
Mm.
and it's different that when I know the statistics say that it's not normal to date online, because you mira all the disadvantages that people think or create about people who used to date online. But when you have something in your mind that you want, you are gonna find it.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I was gonna say I meant to tell you that, Lily. I'm like they actually met on eHarmony because I was kind of shocked about that by myself. But eHarmony is a little bit more strict.
It is more strict. If
They have
anything, I think it's probably in my opinion, maybe the best one.
Mhm.
Because all these other ones that are out there, it's just like they call them what hookup apps, but even eHarmony, like they do very like they're very strict when it comes to certain things. Like you cannot just say whatever. Like I don't think they play with those like catfishing and all that. I think they're a little bit more serious. Um, but aside from eHarmony, like all these like the Tinder and stuff like that, and Bumble and whatever else, I don't know. From what I hear from these girls on TikTok, that every time they hook up with somebody, they always mention those the most. Tinder and Bumble, those are like the two major hookup apps.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you're all, and I'm thinking like they're all on this app, and they probably all mess with the same guy. And
Oh
then they're crying about it later, like he ghosted her or whatever. Just like you're all on the same app.
yeah, I'm like yeah because I'm like I did a video on that recently where I literally broke down the statistics. So like I'm trying to put it out there like, hey, look, because it's funny because Belle had mentioned earlier, she said how it's kind of like not normal, but in actuality, it's actually a little bit more normal nowadays than ever. Supposedly that's the number one way people in America meet nowadays. Is through dating apps, and 80% of women on dating apps set their height filter at 6 foot or higher. So only okay, only 14% of men in the US are 6 foot taller higher. That's including married men, that's including gay men, you know. So they'll go there goes your unavailables right there. So with that in mind, I'm thinking to myself, well, y'all kind of putting yourself in a position to where y'all kind of set up for failure. So
Yeah,
I can't really feel sorry because it's like the numbers don't lie. So I mean, it is what it is. But I I wanted to move on to this next question. I don't want to hold you ladies too long. It was kind of related. I forgot which one of you said something about it earlier, but I wanted to ask. And let's see. I think we started with Lily last on the first one, so we'll go with Belle on this one first. Um, in your opinion, do you think the younger generation of men are, well, not motivated to get married, and
Mhm.
and expand on that and on whatever your answer is?
Well, I'm gonna answer according to
Mhm. Mhm.
my point of view. Me raising two boys is like it's hard. It's hard because I mean they really see the way women act now. That and sometimes I'm like, why they if they have traditional mothers and they see their role, they see the examples of how they behave in the family, how they don't get that behavior and they prefer to choose the other one. Well, I say that it's easier for them, just don't take responsibility in the relationship. It's like you said, uh, accountable. What's the word? I don't know the
Oh,
word.
accountability.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I used to talk with my husband about that a lot,
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
lot. And it's like um, my boys, well, the older one, he doesn't think still in Mary because I used to just focus him. I want he focus in his education first, and
Mhm.
then just try to recognize what kind of woman he's gonna choose to be his wife. It's not. I used to say to tell him. I used to tell him, don't just take in account the outside, because that I mean you get old, you are gonna get wrinkles and everything. You have to just focus on what kind of behavior or heart and mindset that woman have to be your wife. It's because you are looking for someone to fight together with you to create a future together. That's my point of view, and that's the way I try my son see what he wants or what he should look for in a woman to be his wife. Someone who fight next to him, not against him, because it sounds like cliche, like something like you always listen, but that's the reality. You need someone to fight together because relationship is not easy. Situation in life, they are not easy, and if you don't have someone to support you when you are sad, and because you're gonna find those kind of moments when you don't feel that you are strong, and then you have your partner to give you that support and fight. And that's the thing that I used to put in the mind of my son, just to see what kind of woman he wants to form that team, to create that team.
Okay. All right, Lily. So what do you think? Do you think men are becoming less motivated to get married, and why?
I think, in my opinion, I think they're less motivated to marry anyone from the Western. I think they're not interested or even thinking about it. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them are opening their eyes and going elsewhere to find a traditional wife. Um, like as my son right now, he's telling me he's not even, interested in that kind of thing because obviously he's too young, you know. Um, he's just starting out life. But I just think like a lot of men, especially when you watch like these channels and everything, like you hear men saying that marriage is just not in the cards, or they already been married before and then divorce, and they're never getting married again because they've been through so much. And they don't want to have to go through that again. And and then now you have like, what's really scary is like we already had like two celebrities unalive themselves recently, and it's just like, men that are going through these issues with child support and divorces and all that, and how the family judicial system is so unfair to men. It's like men are looking at marriage like it's a trap. It's not, it's not like what it used to mean back in the day. It's getting into a marriage is not the same back then as it is now. And so you have, I just think like a lot of men here from the West, I don't think they're interested in marrying anybody from the West unless she came from another country and came here and he was lucky enough to meet her, then that'll probably be different. But I think if she's born and raised here and doesn't have any of those traditional values and is very masculine or whatever, he's not. I keep saying it. I think within 5 years there's going to be a shortage of men here.
Yeah, I was
I,
gonna say,
I,
yeah,
I,
see Eric. Yeah, see Eric, he got lucky. Like,
I just think in 5 years there's going to be a shortage of men because, like what you were saying, these standards, over 6 feet tall, he got to make this much, he got to be this, he got to be that, all these men that don't meet those requirements, even the ones that 2 or 3% that do meet those requirements, don't want those girls. They're going to be leaving and getting wives, you know, overseas.
mhm.
So you're gonna have there's gonna be a shortage of men, and it's not, they're gonna be living happily elsewhere. They're not gonna be here. They're not gonna be here. You're gonna have a lot of lonely women, a lot of lonely women.
Mhm. Yeah,
It's like sorry, it's like I have seen some videos when men talk about their experience in marriage here in the Western, because I mean I don't have a lot of knowledge just now about how is the situation here, and I just noticed that they are scared just what is gonna happen during the
Mhm.
marriage, and when if the marriage ends, how they end that marriage, because they are always like in disadvantage.
That's where the prenups come in. That
mhm.
should be mandatory. Prenuptials and paternity tests should be mandatory
Yeah,
because
that,
that's
that
a contract you're entering.
yeah, that's what me why because I had put that up here. Yeah,
Well,
that's what she put up early right here. She said, I think if men still want to marry in the West, their women should be open to the idea of prenuptial agreements, paternity tests after birth, etc. I'm like, yeah, because it's the incentive, the incentive is weighed so heavily on the women's side that men are just kind of like checking out, like I'm good, and I'm like, men are starting to wake up to it, and I think that's one of the reasons why the passport movement is growing so much right now, because I think it's just a safer option for guys, honestly, because guys, I mean, because you're starting to see more and more that women in the West are starting to put themselves first. So men are starting to do the same thing. I mean, it's just what I mean. It's unfortunate, but that's what it is. Um,
Someone had brought up, I was watching on one of these channels. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was on Pearly Things, and someone had mentioned that you have to renew your driver's license every whatever few years. You have to renew there's certain licenses that you have to renew in a certain amount of time, and mentioned that should also be a marriage. Like you need to renew it like maybe every 2 to 5 years. And that way, if you decide you don't want to renew it, that's it. The marriage is dissolved. And you don't have to go through all this craziness of divorce and courts and everything like that. Like if you want to renew the marriage, then you just go down and you just pay to renew it. And I thought that was a pretty good idea. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was a good idea because I was like, you can renew it if you choose. If you don't want to renew it, that's it. The marriage will dissolve. You go your way, I go mine, or whatever. And you don't have to go through the whole court system because these family courts, that's money for them.
yeah,
Every
they
time
make money off of that.
they make money off of that. They make money off of divorces. They make money off of the child support. They make money off of that. So if if paternity tests were done, the amount of child support that's going on right now wouldn't not even half of it would exist right now.
Well, in
At
my
least
country is
at least not
different.
for the men that
Yeah,
that are not that didn't father that kid.
yeah. No, in my country is different when it's a divorce issue. It's not like here. I mean, everything is 50-50. That was the day I was just listening how is all the child support and everything here. It's like I was surprised because in my country it's like everything is 50-50.
See, different countries handle certain, things differently. Some handle it better than others. Here I mean, I don't know about other states, but here in like in New York, it's very unfair. Everything is always, the mother automatically she gets the children, and and she could be a freaking meth head always in the street, but the judge would grant her the children. Meanwhile, the father is a good man and he's not into that, and he works and no, he has to petition and he's got to show proof why she isn't good. Like, come on, are you serious? Like, that shouldn't even, why? Why?
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's
I know.
crazy.
I know also that in here in Missouri is the same because I hear my husband has to pay the child support, and I was like, what? It's not like that in my country. Then sometimes I think I say that women here are like benefit from all the divorce. They take everything. They take almost everything because it's like, I mean, when you have things in common, properties in common, it's like in my country is 50-50. Or you do an arrangement and you say, okay, you take this and you take that. But
Mhm.
when it's about kids, the judge take all the expense for the kids, and they take in account how much everyone, the salary of each one, and they just take in account who has the bigger amount monthly, and they are going to be a little bit charged on that person. But the expenses are 50-50. If it's a 1,000, then you have 50% and 50%.
Yeah, over here it's not like that here. Over
Nah,
here is
Yeah, I was
they'll
surprised when
they'll
my husband
bleed
told
they'll
me.
bleed them the man dry.
Yeah,
It's like you have men living in their cars if they even could afford one
I have
because
seen videos
everything
about that. I was
it's
surprised
sad.
because
It's
it's
so sad.
sad. Yeah,
I was watching one, as a matter of fact, just yesterday. It was a video short, but this guy, he was talking about how his best friend just unalived himself because he just came home from prison, and he was in jail for a year because he owed child support, and they arrested,
Oh,
they locked him up. You know what I'm talking about, Ron?
yeah. I think I might have did a reaction to that. Was the guy like kind of light skinned, wearing glasses?
Yeah, he had like, and
Yeah,
he was talking
had
about
like
it.
a
He
yeah,
said he missed the
yeah,
call because his friend called him and he missed the call. So, that's eating him up alive.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
was talking about how, the judge gave him 25 days to come up with like 3,000 something dollars to pay and child support. He just came out of, he not, how's he gonna get a job? Oh my God. I was like, really? And this is the only way he saw the only way out. It's horrible. The judicial system is so unfair. It's like they don't use reality and logic when they make these decisions.
Mm.
They really don't. And they don't care. They
Yeah,
do not care.
yeah, because all they care about is profit. All they care about is making money. Um, okay, so I got just a couple of more questions. Um, so let's see. I think we started with okay. I think it's back to Lily. Okay, so Lily, in your opinion, why do you think in the West in particular, you know how it is. Why do you think traditional values are seen as? And I gotta ask, I gotta put some context on this because I saw a video the other day and it really, really, really like upset me. So there was a woman doing, it was like some kind of woman responding to a guy that said, um, no, he went overseas to find a wife because he wanted to find a woman that had more traditional values. And it was like she went from calm to like really like aggressive, and it was like kind of scary. So I was kind of like, she was like, "Oh no, no, he wants a slave, and you want somebody that's weak." And I'm just kind of like, "Hold on, wait a second. Um, my mom and my dad work. Both are traditional. Ain't nothing weak about my mom. Like, what are you talking about? Like I was kind of offended. So
Mhm.
my question for you, we'll start with you, Lily, is in your opinion, why do you think being traditional is seen as being weak or being a slave or oppressed or whatever, these other little buzzwords they like to use?
I think they put that in their heads, and they're listening to other women that think that way. And they come up with this patriarchy and all this. I can't stand that word. I can't believe I even
Yeah,
said it.
me too. I'm starting to hate the word
I,
patriarchy
I hate that
myself.
word because this is like their defense mechanism, and it's weak.
Mhm.
And and another thing, like they're all about, oh, for like Belle and myself and many others who are more traditional, they call us pick me's, right?
Oh yeah.
I'd rather be a pick me than a dodge me. Okay? So they put, and it's sad because I think you even said it, like, or Belle said it, like, you grew up with in the tradition, but somehow they got out of that. And I think it's, like all these things that, like I said, there's nothing wrong with education or anything, but you have a lot of these women that just now feel like they're better than everybody. And it's getting really, it's very toxic, and they don't see it. They don't see the damage that they're creating for themselves. And by the time they realize it, it's going to be too late for them. It's going to be too late. Like I said, I'm going to stick to those 5 years that there's going to be a shortage of men. And maybe some of them will start opening their eyes and be like, oh, crap. okay, something is off here. Like, and I think that the biggest problem about today's modern women is no accountability whatsoever. They make these decisions, and it's your fault that everything went wrong for them. You made that decision. When they talking about, oh, he's a deadbeat dad and this and that, but no one says, but damn, I picked him. No one says that. You picked him. You picked this, you picked Tyrone, you picked Ray Ray, you picked Pookie, you picked Chad. You did that. No one told you to. There was a good man out there. He approached you. He wasn't 6 feet tall. He wasn't making six figures. He was everything that you created in your mind. He wasn't, but he was a good man. But because he doesn't look like Tyrone and his crew, you passed him up. Now you're crying about it later, and stop using TikTok as freaking therapy. I'm so over it. That's why I barely go on the app, because it's all you hear is all you see is these girls crying and everything about they got ghosted and I don't care. You put yourself in that situation. But I think like the whole tradition, like you said, they looking at it like it's a slave thing. They looking at it like, it's demeaning, it's a bad thing. It's not. It's not being a slave. Like, you don't know what being a slave is. You have no clue what a slave is.
Exactly.
You just like to throw that word around because it makes you feel better. It makes you feel like you actually saying something important and that you're spitting out facts when you're not. Because I don't consider myself a slave when I freaking cooked for my family. I don't consider myself a slave when I did laundry and I ironed my husband's shirt for the week or whatever. I don't consider that being a slave. I just consider that being a homemaker. That my, grandmothers, mothers did. Like, I watched it. There was nothing wrong with that. And I took pride, and it didn't bother me at all what I was doing for my family. Oh my God, strike me down because I was taking care of my family. Oh
Mhm.
my goodness, I'm such a horrible person. Like, what the hell? So it's like the tradition here in the West is diminishing very rapidly.
Mm,
Is diminishing. Um, and that P word is going over the tradition. It's
mm,
going over it. The only tradition, like places you're gonna find, is overseas. That's the only place, and I hope they keep it strong. And Miwa, I was watching you talk with Miwa, and she was saying that, because of the social media, like it's getting over there. And I'm like, the government needs to shut it down, like right now. Shut it down.
for real.
Shut it down.
Yeah, we
Because
on.
and the traditional, like those parents need to mind what their daughters are watching, be like, no, 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 no. Get that? No. That's not how we are. That's not our tradition. And you're not gonna go down that road. It's disgusting. That's what you want to do. You want to show you about it. You want to do this. You want to do what? No, absolutely not. But I think they will get hip to it way before over here. Should it happen? Should it happen? I think that, and I think it would be handled much more quickly by the tradition fathers and mothers, and even the government, whoever runs that country. It would be shut down. If they start seeing that it's spreading, I truly believe that they would stop it. If China can knock and shut off their internet for an entire few days, other countries can shut that down too.
Mm, I hear you on that one. So what do you think, Bill? Uh,
Mm.
I'm like, why do you think women in this country view being traditional with these buzzword terms that they like to use?
I think the word is the word that is the thing that is creating controversies because of the meaning. Because just this morning we were talking about the submissive, how they take the meaning of that word to make feel us, the traditional women, like, because even in my mind when he or when I speak, I listen people talking about submission. For me, it's like that sounds like slavery. But when I do the analysis of the way we are raised in in our culture, it's like Lily said. I mean, we are raised to take care of our family. For me, it's like, I mean, I like to cook for, I mean, I don't like to cook, but I love to cook for my husband and my kids because I love them. That's the way we show love. And when I just taking care of the house and everything in the house, I feel that I'm doing my job as a woman, as a wife, with my family, my husband and my kids, because that's the way we take care of them and we show our love. And then I just think that the mindset that we are, sometimes I made that mistake. I don't like he used that word with me. I prefer that he used the other word, the cooperative word, because it's more like team work. Because when you listen that people use submissive, all the women that are against our traditional way to be in a relationship make us feel that we are less, that we are not value ourselves as a woman or as a wife, that we are happy being submissive, but not that kind of submission, not the slavery meaning, not the slavery meaning, just the way that we take care of our family.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand the connection with the word submissive. It's I don't know. I'm kind of like on the fence about that because I don't know because it's like it's a lot of stuff that I don't know. I'm not gonna sit over here and I mean I can understand why it would be bothersome, but at the same time I'm just kind of like I don't know, but it's I don't know. We're just in that kind of age where you know what does Rollo Casa feels before reels. I guess to some degree I can understand why that I can understand the connection to some degree, but at the same time I'm just kind of like I don't really think it should be bothersome, but at the same time I can kind of see why. Um, let's see. We got James J with a $10 super chat. If y'all want to answer this, y'all I'll let you which like one of y'all want to answer that? I'll whoever wants to answer that first.
Um, you know what can black
I
men
got I
do
got
to Latinas? Huh. I, I know you probably heard this a million times, but just just be yourself and just be real. That's it. It really depends on her too, because I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, just do this and just be yourself and just do that, because that's not gonna apply to every single Latina. It's not, you know. Everybody has their different takes and different likes and wants and different things that attract them to you know another person. So as a just be around the Latina community. That's the best way is to meet one is to be around the Latin community, and you know become friends with Latinas, and that way you get to communicate and talk, and eventually, one or two will start liking you, will find you attractive, and you take it from there. So the only thing I can really tell you is just be around the Latin community.
Oh,
Just be
okay.
around them, and make friends that are Latin, and then it'll go from there. Whatever happens, happens.
Yes, because I mean, in my case, I didn't have like that that standards that we have. I mean, it's like I like tall men, but with me, every man is tall because I'm short. Then that's happening. That's not a big issue. But for me, the most important is what the kind of person that I was looking for to share my life. And we had so many things in common. Maybe the my my African part, because I am Afro Latina. Maybe that makes me feel more compatible with my husband. But it's not like I prefer black men or white men. It's not for me. It's not like that. It's
Oh,
just the way we interact, and we had so many things in common. And maybe the African part in our blood is like something that make us feel that we match.
oh, oh.
What's up with us Latinas lacking in height? I swear.
Lily, when I can ask you a favor, Lily. When I sometimes I don't know how to express everything in English, and
No, it's
then
okay.
when I will say it in Spanish, and then you can help me to translate, please.
No problem.
Or
Because
sometimes I
I'm
don't know
only
how to pronounce
5'5".
some word, and I am like, I have my idea, but I can't find the word to say it.
Don't worry,
Uh,
when it comes, just say it and then
It's like when I was
yeah.
talking about the different meaning of submissive is
submissive.
nuances, nuances, nuances. I don't know the pronounce the word. That was I don't
Are you trying to pronounce
nuances.
nuances,
Yeah,
nu-
something like that.
nuances or something? I think it's
Yeah,
nuances.
I practice
Yes,
with my
I'm trying
husband,
to
but I
pronounce
never I
nuances.
never
Yeah, yeah.
so
Even
I
I'm
never
struggling
get
to
it.
pronounce that. Yeah. Thanks for the super chat. I was gonna I probably should have saved that because I kind of had like a question myself. Uh, but I want to well, before I get into that, I wanted to finish off with this last question because you know everybody isn't you know gonna be down with getting a whole passport. I still have people watching me that um they're gonna stay here and do what they do. So my question for you two ladies, and we'll start with Belle on this one. In your opinion, what would it take for to fix things and bring back, families and, have more families, the nuclear family becoming the backbone of the community again?
But it's a little bit harder for me. I mean, difficult for me to try to explain you in the Western point of view, because I only have like 7 months here, and it's just knowing about the the way they think here. But I think that maybe a strategy or a better way to recover that traditional part is just talking, well, me with my boys, talking with my boys. And I have niece, I have my sister have daughters, and we also teach them how they have to. I mean, it's like when you see the example in your family, you are gonna replicate that behavior. This is not something that you repeat with words. It's something that you see through the example in your family, and you recreate that in your family because that's the way you were raised. And you are going to look for someone who match that lifestyle that you experienced when you were a child with your family, with your parents. And I also think parents also have a big role in that because even when they see us doing some things, you also have to, Mira, look at that example. Mira, that case. You can see what happened with that couple, what happened with that woman, what happened with that man in that marriage, on the kind of woman that he chose, on how he behaved, what he did wrong and what she did wrong, and with the other examples, different mirror, we say different experience from other people, you can also have a better idea what to know what you don't want in your life, your marriage life, or how do you want your kids or your sons or children learn to have the wisdom to pick up a partner.
Okay, Lily, I'll let you have the floor.
Um, my thing is like even if they're raised in traditional home, which is rare right now as it is, but even if you daughters that are brought up, let's say in traditional homes now, here in the West, with all the social media and the friends that they make, it's gonna take that right out of them. Even if they grew up seeing it. Because now they're gonna view everything different according to what they learn from others instead of taking in what they learn from home. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's gonna go back, not for a long time. I don't, at least not here, not in the Western. I think that all the tradition will stay strong in other countries. I'm hoping that it continues and stays strong, and hopefully the women from here that against tradition would start seeing that their way was the wrong way, and hopefully they'll revert to go back, because you have to look at it like this. You have those women that were already toxic, and then they had children and they're raising their daughters to be toxic, and then those girls are, and then they're having them so young, and teens and stuff like that, and they just, the chain keeps going. The chain keeps going, and then by the time one of them realizes, oh man, I really messed up. I raised my daughter to be like this, and this, and look, now she is alone and she got 2 or 3 kids from, and then she's, by the time she talks to that child, her daughter, and say, listen, what you're doing is wrong, you can't do this. What is that daughter gonna tell her? Don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. You did it. This and this and that. Everything goes back to you did it. So now all of a sudden it's wrong because what, you know? So I don't think it's gonna go back to, not for a long, long time. Not for a long, long time. Like I said, the
Also, like
shortage of men here is gonna probably be what's gonna open their eyes.
yeah, like I read in the chat. Also, I think that just believe in God. This is something that can also help us. And just remember that we have values and morals, and that our body is a temple of God. It's like templo. ¿Cómo dices tú? Templo, Lily. Like when you are talking about your body as a something sacred just for God, because in it you have your spirit, and then you have to take care of that part also. when you believe in God, that also helps a lot.
Amen. Amen to that. Amen to that.
Well, when
Oh,
it comes to like God stuff, because I'm not a believer, but
mm,
um, I just um, I don't go against anybody who does. You know, if that's what you do and that's how you get through life, then hey, that's you. You know, I'm not here to bash anybody
Yeah,
for
that's
their
true.
beliefs. You know, I just don't count on that. Um, I go by what I've learned, and I you know from what I experience, and I try my best to help others to hey, don't you think that doing this kind of contradicts what you're looking for? It's like you want a good man, but you're putting yourself out for the world to see, and you want a high value man that comes from a good family. Have you ever stopped to think that he he cannot be with you because just picture this. He takes you to the company's Christmas party or whatever. And here you are, dressed the way you are and behaving the way you are. That's an embarrassment to him. You're going to be um like in a way representing him. And if you're in, if that's your demeanor and that's how you behave, that's going to be an embarrassment. He's going to be judged by his peers on your behavior.
mm,
Like that's an embarrassment to him. Why would he do that? But here you are, you're loud, you're rude, you think you got it like that because you make this much money, and you actually think that he's gonna flaunt you around to his peers. And then you're thinking like, well, if he don't like it, then I'll go after his peers. What makes you think? Come on, like you can't. I always tell like when I speak to young ladies, think twice, think three times before you act. Just
mhm,
don't, if you're hurt for whatever reason, don't go on that first feelings. You have to collect your stop, relax, collect your thoughts. Don't go with the first thing. Collect your thoughts, breathe, and think about what consequences can happen should you choose this. If you choose A, if you have A, B, and C options, think about consequences for each one before you make a decision. Please do that. Think about it, because you don't want to, the problem with women is that we react on emotion too quickly. Men don't really do that. Men think logically. They're like, hold up, at least the majority of them be like, hold up, let me rethink this. And actually thinks about consequences that can happen. But women don't. When something happens and we get hurt, we get emotional, and we go on impulse on that. We don't think about, if I do this, this is what's going to happen. All that is in the like that to us doesn't even matter. We're just thinking about hurting that other person to feel the same way we're feeling. And that's a lot. That's a huge problem women have. No one stops to think, hold up, I think I'm being a little bit irrational here. That's a little bit crazy. Let me not do that. What do you hear? That's right. I am crazy. You don't know me. You don't know me. That's right. I am crazy. Okay.
mm.
You
Yeah.
hear that a lot. You don't know me. You don't know what I can do. I am crazy. I would bust everything. I would do this. I would do that. Run, dude. Run. I don't understand why I stay with girls like that.
I don't know either. I really don't know myself. Um, Marv L with the $5 Super chat. Thank you, sir. Says thank you for joining, lovely ladies. Continue to be the women you are, wives and or great mothers. Colombia stand on my list. Yes, that is a fact. Which I guess I can go ahead and segue into this real quick. Before I let you ladies go. Bell. Voy a Colombia en febrero.
Okay, that's good.
You
You're
gotta
gonna
give me.
enjoy.
You gotta.
You're
You
gonna
gotta.
enjoy carnival time.
Oh my God, I'm looking forward to it. So I got a question because I've been trying to figure out: are there like two separate carnivals? Because I'm seeing two separate dates.
The thing with carnivals in my city is like we have different Fridays and they do different kind of events every Friday before the formal carnival time.
Oh, okay.
We call it Viernes de Reina.
Okay, because I know. Okay, because I'm gonna look it up again real quick. Okay, because it says from February 18th to the 22nd, and then there's another one that's from the 26th to the first to March 1st. So I would definitely, based on the time frame I'm working with, I'll probably end up having to go with the 18th to the 22nd.
Well,
But
according to
I
information
didn't
that
want to,
I
I didn't want to like, I didn't want to think I was missing out on something if it was two separate ones. Because I'm like, I
Did
didn't
you
have,
check that this Carnival 2023? Because I looked for and it was like February 18 and there are 4 days. We usually start on Friday, then you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. There are 5 days of Carnival. And during that time, they have different events.
oh, okay. Oh, okay. So the 18th through the 22nd, that would be 5 days. Yeah, 18th, 19th, 20th,
Yes.
21st, 22nd. Yeah, because when I looked up, I think the 18th was like a Friday or a Saturday. It was one of it was
It
on a
should
week.
be a Friday because it's a start on Friday.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that's the case. That's definitely yeah. Because when I was live last night, I was saying because my original plan was to go to Cartagena first, but then go to Barranquilla. But the more I think about it, it's like with it being my first time going, and what I've been hearing about up in Cartagena is like, I really don't want to be bothered. I mean, I understand the hustle. I mean, I really do. Like, I really do. But I'm not really trying to be bothered with vendors. My first time down there.
Yes, it's a little bit difficult in Cartagena.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
like, I just,
even with us, with the local, with the same costeño neighbor, like we said, it's difficult to handle the vendors in the Cartagena beaches. It's difficult.
yeah, I mean, because, I don't want to, because, like, I don't want to be rude or anything like that. I
You,
mean,
you,
you know what I mean?
if
Because, you can't help everybody.
yes, if it's the case and you decide to go to Cartagena first to enjoy the beaches over there, then if you face something like that, you say no thanks. If they insist, no thanks. You don't have to be rude. Just say no thanks, and just look and continue do your thing.
Oh, okay. Because I was watching a video of Ace Live, and I mean, Ace Live Spanish is really good, and even
See,
I can tell by Ace Live's tone, he kind of had to change his tone because the vendor was really aggressive, and I was
see,
kind of like, I don't know if I want to have to
no,
deal
you
with that
have to
because
say no,
I'm like it's gonna be
no.
my first time there. It's like, do I really want to deal with that? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I should just go to Barranquilla. It seems to be a little bit more low key, a little bit more tranquilo. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
But in carnival time, it's not so relaxed, okay? Because it's crowded. It's a lot of people from different countries visiting us. It's our tourist time.
okay, now I'm looking forward to that. Now I don't mind that because like I've been to events like that before, so that I'm looking forward to that the most. Especially for my channel because that is going to be some great
Uh,
content.
see, would be
And that
nice.
reminds me, yeah, Kings of Dreams. I'm gonna have him on live next Friday. He actually has a place, I believe, in Medellin, Colombia, and he's been there. He's been down there 50, 11 times. 50, 11 times. So I'm gonna be talking to him next Friday. And if you don't mind, Kings of Dreams, I'm like, we definitely gonna chop it up about Colombia. Um, but yeah, I'm really, 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 really looking forward to going down there.
Well, maybe
What's your advice? What should I be looking out for? Any anything I should know?
about carnivals or
Barranquilla,
visiting.
Barranquilla.
If you go to Barranquilla in carnival time, you know it's gonna be just people just dancing and a lot of music. You, if you have seen Ace videos, you can see that we like music a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We like music a lot. It's not like here that you have to put no noise. Here is loudly, and in carnival time it's more. It's even more. And carnival should start 17 is Friday, but the first event, important event, is on February 18. This Batalla de Flores or Flowers Battle. It should be the literal translation for that. And it's like different people on the street. Parade is like a parade,
Oh, okay.
a big parade, and you can see different folkloric groups with different dancing, Afro Latinos, whatever kind of rhythm, costeño rhythm. You're gonna enjoy carnival.
Oh,
You're gonna enjoy carnival.
oh,
Just
okay.
be careful. Yeah, you have to be careful everywhere, everywhere, because now, I mean, you know, the situation is not so good. Economically talking, is not so good. Then carnival time is a time where people, the bad people, take advantage of, you know, foreign people.
Oh,
I always used to say low profile, even when you are from Colombia, low profile.
oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know how low key I'll be able to be walking around with a camera, but we'll figure that out. I guess I'll figure that out. But I know there's supposed to be some other YouTubers down there around the same around the same time as Carnival, but I plan on going down there before that. So I was thinking about doing 30 days and then coming back here. Um, and then I'll probably continue on probably like sometime in March and then kind of just go from there because I'm going to Thailand in April because the Rolling Loud concert is in April. But that's pretty
Rome, I'm sorry, excuse me real quick. Rome, maybe when it comes to the carnival, try maybe are there any hotels there that maybe you can like rent a room that you can actually look out to the
much.
carnival and you can take pictures like that?
You know what? I was looking that up the other night and I don't know if maybe it's because people are already booking hotels for it, but it seems like I couldn't find anything that was real close.
Mhm.
And like they put the location of where the carnival is at, but I'm not sure exactly how long it extends because I mean I know it's pretty big, but I'm not sure exactly how far it is. So based on what I saw on the map, it seems like what was close as far as like a reasonable price was probably like a little like over a couple miles away. So I'm not sure exactly how long carnival is. So I don't know. I guess we'll just find out when I get down
Well,
there.
I can give you more ideas or more explanation if you need. If you prefer after the chat, I can explain you more about that.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because I'm supposed to yeah, because I was supposed to talk to Eric. Eric said he wanted to talk to me anyway. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna need your help with that.
Yes.
Um,
My
um,
sis, I think my sister is trying to plan a trip to Carnival, and then my sister, if she decides to go to that time, I can talk to her to just that try to guide you and just take, because to see those events is better if you have like a VIP place.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, all right. Cool. I mean, yeah, the more the merrier. I mean, just trying to, I guess, be safe as possible, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say, man, I'm glad somebody brought that up because Ace Live said that too. I think that's what you're gonna have to watch out. I already know that's what I'm gonna have to watch out for when I go to Carnival. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep very little in my pockets as possible, and
Yes.
more than likely, I will not be using my back pockets at all. I think that's what
No,
Ace.
don't do it.
He keeps everything in front of him.
Yes.
So I think that's what I've been told. Keep everything and keep only carry what you need and keep everything in front of you. Yeah. See, look,
Mm-hmm.
Kendra,
Mm-hmm.
you say how your
Yeah,
phone
that's true.
in your front
That's
pocket.
true.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have to get used to that because having your wallet in your front pocket, that is just like so. It's like it's so weird and uncomfortable, man. But it's
Or
like,
maybe like those book bags that come strapped like sideways and
yeah,
put it there because at least it's on your chest.
yeah, I've seen guys with those. Matter of fact, it
Mm-hmm.
was somebody in a one of the passport bro groups on Facebook that was reaching out to me about it, and he kind of like was using it as an idea, kind of like pitching it as an idea to sell them, for guys that are traveling, as a way to just carry like little necessities that they might need, and as a way to still be safe because it's kind of like what you said. It kind of like goes across your shoulder, and
Mhm.
it's kind of like right here. So you literally
Yep,
got everything right in front of you.
yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I guess that's what those are called, neck pouches. Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, I know what he's referring to because like I know guys that like other guys that travel vlog, they tend to wear those a lot also. All right.
Yeah, my husband will use those like this here too. It's better to use them to protect the things. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you would say fanny packs are cool, man. Mr. Mist, he goofy. Anyway, did you ladies have any questions for me before I let you go?
No.
Or any last words?
Um, just just make sure you let us know when you're out. So for all you gentlemen who have your passports and are going overseas, just make sure you like blog and let us know how you're doing out there and give us a tour of your expeditions and your adventures. And if you meet someone awesome, then please introduce her to us. Just don't bring her
Yes.
here. And that way I would know. I feel so good to know that you guys found your happiness.
Yeah, you're gonna find in our carnival a 100% Colombian girl like me. Sorry, that's my costeño way outside.
Oh my God.
You got to visit Puerto Rico. You have to visit
Ah,
Puerto Rico.
I would like to. I would like to know Puerto Rico. I
Yeah,
would
you
like
go
to
to
go there.
El San Juan. You go to a Moro. The Moro is
I
there.
heard that the beaches there are really
Oh, the
beautiful.
beaches are just be careful with the beaches because you can walk, I swear, like a mile, maybe almost 2 miles, and the water will only be up to your ankle or your
And
knee.
then after
If
your
you
knee,
see any dark spots, don't step in there because that's
it's
the
the
drop.
same. Rome is the same in Cartagena, okay? Just be careful. And if you go to beaches in Barranquilla, always you have to be careful because it's similar to the way that Lily is explaining. You think
Mm-hmm.
it's not deep, and then you find that deep, and
Yep, it's a drop.
you can
So if you
draw.
see like dark spots, like you see the water dark, don't go there because
But
that's where the drop is. Like you can literally walk a mile and a half, 2 miles into the damn ocean, and you can see your feet.
yeah, the
But then you
difference
see
in
dark spots and there's a
Colombia with beaches in Santa Marta and Cartagena is the sand because our sand is like gray. And then in Puerto Rico, it's a little bit lighter. It's like white,
Mhm.
and then you can see the deep of the how deep is the water.
The
But in
dark spots.
Colombia, in Barranquilla and Cartagena, the sand is like gray, like sandy, like it's like
Like ash, like
yeah,
ash.
like ash. Yes, it's
Mhm.
ashy. It's ashy, and then you can really see how deep is, and also has like um
Like a
different.
warm kind of pool. Like it'll suck you in. You have to be very careful.
Yes,
So
like the water down, they are not so calm.
the current,
The
it
current,
would
yeah,
it would drag you. It would drag you
yeah,
down. So be careful
yes,
with that, okay?
yes. But
Okay.
that happens more in some beaches in Barranquilla. If you decide to go to Barranquilla, then that's why I'm warning you, because in Barranquilla it's a little bit more difficult, and in that time it's windy, and that's when that things happen because the sand also move when the waves with the waves.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Barranquilla does have beaches.
See,
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. I was a little worried there for a second. For a minute there, I didn't think they had beaches because I was like, aren't they on the coast? Okay. Cool. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought I saw. Okay, Anthony Cohen, man, thank you for the $3 super sticker, sir. All right, I think I am pretty much caught up on here. Um, I want to thank the ladies for coming on tonight. I was looking forward to this. I've actually kind of had this in the works for a while, so I'm glad we were finally able to do this. I wish we would have been able to have Miss Darlene on here, but some other time, maybe in the future, we'll get that worked out. I want to thank everybody who sent a super chat or a super sticker, everybody that supports the channel, sends cash apps, everybody that tuned in. Please hit the like button if you haven't already, and also hit it on your way out. And I'm gonna go ahead and let the ladies go here, and y'all know how we ride out. Deuces.
Bye.
bye.
Belle.
Thanks for inviting me. Really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Belle.
Take care.
Bye, Amon.
Bye. Que estés bien.
Yeah.